Welcome back to the Workbench, where uncut and unedited, a guy, me, tries to make things. And what we're making today is Accurate Miniatures McLaren M8B Can-Am car kit. Yesterday, we finished up, or we started working on, I should say we finished up, we started working on the tub of the car. And in between episodes, I went ahead and painted in the black. Now, I'm going to have to admit I chickened out. I cheated a little, and I actually hand painted the black. I was going to spray it. I ended up hand painting it. And I think it turned out, I think it looks fine. I think it looks okay. Doesn't look bad at all. So I'm okay with that. But now we need to move on to step 10, which I guess is the radiator hoses. So let's see what we're supposed to do first, which is actually glue the radiator inlet 156. Which one of these is 156? It's this one. So it's the one that has the little curl in it. This guy. It says to the floor and to the side of the water pump on the front of the engine. So this one goes into this little, it's got a little peg here, and it's going to go right there, I think, into that inside hole. And then kind of up, the water pump obviously is right here. So it should, is that going to fit? It's going to, okay, it goes here. And then we'll kind of just, I guess, just kind of nestle it in right there. But I think what I'll do first is glue it in place on the tub. Where does it go up front? Okay, so there's a hole up here too. So we've got, yeah, so I'm going to glue it here and here first. Speaking of, here we are. I couldn't find my little glue tray I've been using. Again, let me kind of clean some of the old glue off of here, off my paper clip. It might, well, you know what? I think it's time. I think it's finally time. Let me reach over here. It's over on the side of my table. Because it is time for a new paper clip. All right, let's just do that. And then let's use our Starbond CA glue, discount in the description. Let's use our Starbond CA glue. I'm just going to throw some right here on my little piece of cardboard. I think that's the easiest way to do it. And then we can use the paper clip. For right now, I'm just going to touch a dot of glue in each of the mounting holes on the tub. There and there. Yeah, I think that got that one. And I'm using CA glue for these vinyl parts because literally that's what the instructions said I should use. So that's what I'm doing. And the Starbond stuff is actually very good. So I'm happy to use it. Let's see, I think that one is in this one. Whoops, I think it popped out. The vinyl pieces with the little the pegs that go in the holes are a little tough because the little vinyl pegs are soft. They'll just fold right out of there. Let's see, is that going to, you would think it would just line right up, but I don't think it is. Okay, I'll tell you what we're going to do. Let me just get this back one glued in place where I know it's where it's supposed to go. Let me just give a little pressure there. I might have to bring my glue back and reapply glue up front here. But I want this one, why are we not? Okay, let's try again. Let's start over. Where did my, here it is. Let's start over and just apply it on the back one. I think it popped out of there too many times. It did not work through the paint. Okay, let's hold that one in place, and then we'll put the front one in. We'll put, or I guess it'd be the back side in, and then we'll make the attachment to the water pump. And it just kind of, it just sits against the water pump outlet there. There's not a, there's not like a peg in a hole or anything of that sort. Is that gluing in place now, please? Yeah. And I'm not sure. I think maybe these, I do know, because this is going to get mounted right there. I think these hoses just kind of disappear right there. They don't actually connect to anything, I don't think. I guess we'll find out. Is that, man, that is not wanting to glue in place. Can I get this one though? Is it good enough? Here's the problem I'm having. So that peg is in, and kind of like everything else with this kit, let me use my X-Acto. Hopefully you guys can see. The peg on the back side is right here. the hole is right here, about a 1/16 of an inch further back. So I've literally got to stretch this hose a little bit. Like it just doesn't sit in place. You think it would be the right size. And also, I don't know why we're doing this out of vinyl. Why is this not a hard plastic piece? I don't understand that either, but you know, whatever, I guess. Is it holding? Kind of. Let me try and put some glue in this back hole. If I can. I think I'm just literally just getting it on the hose, not on the hole. That's right back here. It's a little harder now because the hose is in the way. I think that got it. Move this out of the way a little bit. Now, can I pull? There's no way to pull. How do I? Where's my tweezers? What do I do with them? Can I use the tweezers to pull this kind of back in place? Oh, nope. I pulled the front one out now. Kind of had a feeling that would happen. I wonder if I could just. You know what I think I'm going to do? Yeah, it is. I think I'm going to have to add. Let's just do this. I'm going to come straight from the bottle and just put a dot of glue here. I want to hit more of the. Yeah, oh boy, that was way too much. Perfect, I guess. Way too much glue. But hopefully, what I'm going to do now, where's my, let's give it a squirt here. Hopefully that mess up any of my paint I've got on there. See if that'll just get held in place. Kind of stop messing around with it and get serious, you know. Big blob of glue with some accelerant. That'll usually do the trick. Let's see, did that? Okay, now we are stuck. Okay, so now I'm going to do the same. I really don't want to because that's going to be, I think that backside is going to be more visible to the world when we're done with this. So I think, I don't even know where I did. There we go. I think I'm going to try to be a little strategic with it again back here. But I'm going to try to kind of add some to the flat of the tub so we get more contact than more glue surface than just the peg itself. Now let me see if I can pull this back where it needs to go. I mean, it's a good ways, a good 1/16 of an inch. Let me hold it. And then is that, let me check. Is that gonna, I think, yeah, we can make that look, I mean, that's gonna plug in, I guess, pretty well right there. I mean, that's where it's supposed to go. I might have to clean it up just a little bit at the end of that hose. Is that gonna hold? Okay, don't move. See if that'll keep us in. Oh, it just popped loose. Of course it did. I mean, it's got so much tension on it. I might, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna glue it there. Like I'm just gonna go because it reaches. What's the point in making it to the hole if it'll actually glue up right there? Why stretch it out of shape? I guess really at the end of the day. So let me just. What I'm going to do, let me grab some of this glue I have left over. Here it is, the glue that I have left over. I'm just going to kind of put it on the flat surface of this hose. And I'm going to kind of let it just sit naturally. It doesn't make it to its little peg hole, but the hose that goes to the water pump is making it just fine. So I'm not going to fight with it. Let's let that glue in place just a second. And then let's see what's carefully trim away the nipple from the center of the circulating hose attachment point on the left front of the injection manifold. Glue the radiator out at line 155, which is this guy, to the floor and to the top front of the injection manifold. Here's my, okay. It connects here, which actually has a little nipple on it. So you would think this would have, well, this has a, am I supposed to, do I really need to, I mean, this has a little indention. Why? Like it has an indention here to go on that little, they want us to trim it off. So I guess two things. One, why can't I just use the little indention in this to go onto that nipple there? And two, if I'm not, why did we not remove that like a long time ago? Specifically before we mounted, like when we started using the part. Like why are we doing it now that things are all in the way? Let me see if I can trim it. You guys can't even see it. It's underneath this hose right here where this is supposed to mount. There's essentially a little nipple, a peg that this is supposed to sit on, but they want us to trim it off because I guess it's actually going to be in the way. And now it's about the most difficult. Oh, I knew it. I should have left it alone. I knew I would knock that loose. I think it's fine, though. I think it's fine. It's still glued back there. It's still sitting where it needs to sit. You know what? I think I'm going to, if I just pull that up and out of the way, this is not the best. Like, we really should have done this way back. Oh, God dang it. I'm breaking stuff. Okay, no, it's okay. You know what? I'm leaving it. I think it's dumb. That's dumb. I'm leaving it. I'll just use this little indention here. In fact, maybe I can, I wonder if I can kind of, where's my pin vise? Maybe I can open it up. I don't know how well this will drill into this vinyl, but maybe I can kind of open. No, I don't think it's going to, is it? Yeah, that's, I don't know. Maybe I can, let me see if I can just snip it like this. I cut something. There's paint removed now. So we're going to go with that. Really dumb way to do this. This has to go, I'm going to dry fit this. It goes here and it just runs right beside that one. I think the idea is it'll run right beside there and then land right there. And then I can just set this back over top once it needs to go right there. I think what I'm going to do on this one, I'm going to glue the front and to the manifold, and then I'll make this connection in the middle afterwards. So let me do this first. I'm going to make the glue up connection here and hopefully not dump as much glue as last time. Yeah, that's all right. I'm going to glue this up front first, so we have that in the correct location. Let me just find where that peg is. There it is. We'll hold that right there. In fact, let me just, I'm running out of spray. I can't tilt the canner far enough. I don't know if that worked at all, but we'll let that cure up real quick. And then what will it take to get this guy to glue right there? Okay, so because it needs to come back. It's in the way. I see why they want us to do that, because this hose running across this way needs to run across this way, and then this water neck here would be in the way. But I think it'll be okay. It's a vinyl hose. It'll kind of loop over there. Let's, where's my glue? Let me go ahead and make that connection onto, I guess, basically what would be, I don't know if there's a thermostat there or not, but well, I guess it would be a thermostat housing. I can get that to glue up right there. We've got the paint off of it, so it should make a good glue up, have good contact. I'm going to have to use, because it's wanting to go too far back. I want it to be where it needs to go, which is right there. Let's see if I can use the tweezers to make that happen. I also want it to be, I think it's supposed to be square out of there. Wow. Okay, let me hold it down here with my finger maybe. It needs to go right. They definitely don't make this easy. It needs to go right. Come on, get on there before the glue dries on. Right there, I think will be fine. I'd like it to be a little squarer. I'm going to turn it a little bit square if I can. If I had a third hand, I'd spray it with the accelerant, but I only have two. Oh man, come on. Just glue up for me, would you, please? It'd be really a nice thing if you did. Let me see if I can kind of hold it with the tweezers. I don't think I can hold enough pressure on there because it's a vinyl piece. Okay, let's try again here. That should be the name of this channel, second tries. I don't know if I'm getting it. Okay, let's do that. Let's not set that there before I glue it to the instructions. So I can come in by hand. If I can hold it right there. I hate spraying the crap out of my motor, but oh my goodness, I'm out of, can I get some? I might have got it. Oh, okay. Let's see. I think that's holding. I hate to move it too much because then this needs to basically just run right beside the other one. This is going to go back down over top, kind of over top of all that. And I'll glue that back in place. But let me see if I can make the connection, or let me see if I can glue up this hose to the tub now, right beside the other one. If I can get kind of underneath it. Right under there. And then let it sit kind of on its own right there. Okay. Okay. Oh, we didn't actually make the connection between that one and the water pump. So let me do that real quick also, which is now behind the one we just put in. You know, that's on me though. That's not on the instructions. If I can get, okay. Now let's see if we can make the contact connection back there. At least give the impression that it's connected to the water pump, I suppose. There we go. That's how it should be, like that. Let's see if I can just push it against there. Man, that kind of sits right. I don't guess it's touching those belts, but it's right there. I think that's going to be okay. All right, if we don't mess with that, I think it'll glue up and be okay. Can you guys see kind of what's going on here? Basically, just made a connection at the what would be a thermostat housing, and then right here at the water pump, which it doesn't look the greatest. It doesn't sit flush against there. I wish it would. You know, I mean, it's just the hose end is too big. But you know, I don't think you're going to see that very much once everything's put together. Kind of gives the impression that it's running to that location. I think that's all we need. All right, now the last thing is glue the radiator pieces together, which I've done already and painted, and then glue the assembly radiator to the tab on the front of the bottom. Basically, it sits right on there and leans back. Where's my? For this, we're going to use cement, Tamiya cement there, and it goes this way. Okay, so it's going to sit. So I'm going to put my glue right on this back edge of this thing. It kind of sits against. Like that. And then it sits right in there on that. And I think it kind of locks it in place there. Okay, so that goes right there. And that worked out perfect as far as, you know, it comes right to the radiator there. I think that's how that was supposed to go. This one just kind of sits here. I guess that's how it goes. I don't know. But that looks all right. I think we're getting there. All right, now let's move this back so you guys can see the instructions, like so, because now we're on to step 11, which is the front bulkhead, which this is the front bulkhead here. I've already painted it up. It's the same color as the tub itself. Let's see. I think what we're going to do is this stuff first. Let me see what it says. It says glue the fuel tank pickup line H151. Oh, they want us to do that first. So that's this guy, which I've also already got painted up, kind of just painted up the AN fittings on it. It is going to go to the fuel pump surge tank as shown. The remainder of the piece should be left loose and will be more positively located by the notch in the interior panel to be installed in the next step. Okay, so we just need to install, oh, I see, it's going to go, okay, this is oriented like this. This piece goes right in there. Does it just kind of sit? It's going to cross a, let me look forward. Let me look, because, okay, so let me let you know, guys know what my worry is here, or what I'm trying to, so if it sits, does it sit on top of these lines? I bet it's supposed to go, see, it's going to, these hoses are going to cross these radiator hoses. I bet it's supposed to go in behind there, but I want to see how that orients. So let's look. Yeah, they go, we can see it. You guys can't see it, but I can see it. They go underneath the radiator hoses, so I need to make sure that happens for that connection. And then, oh, there's a tub that's going to go in here, and I guess that, I don't know. We'll cross that. Whoops, sorry. We'll cross that hurdle when it comes. But what's most important now is that this tucks underneath these hoses. So let me see if I can get it pulled through. Get through there for me, please. There we go, like so. And then I just need to make that connection there. And then just let it kind of, I think that's going to just sit there, right? Yeah. Let's see. So let's make that connection. Let's add to the pile of CA glue here on the cardboard peg, or on cardboard, sorry, on the cardboard. What is this? On the cardboard, on the little piece of cardboard we have here. Let me see if I can. There we go. That's going to work. And I'm going to definitely have to use the tweezers to get that to go into place right there. And I'm just going to let it sit just like that and cure up, and that'll be perfect for that. Okay, so that's got, was that some kind of fuel tank pickup lines up, I guess. And now we want to glue the pedal unit E84, which is this guy, which I've already got painted up also, to the front bulkhead, this guy here. The front bulkhead orients this way. This goes in, so it looks like we're going to be putting in our brake cylinder, master brake cylinders there, and then this mounts on the other side. It's kind of interesting. Is this kind of sort of right-hand drive, or is this gonna, I don't know, but it mounts over here on the right side of it. Let me see. I'm trying to just see how it dry fits in here. There's a couple peg holes and a couple pegs that don't want to go together for some reason. What's holding this back? It's going to go like that. Okay, so let me go ahead. I'm going to just drop a couple drops of glue in these little holes here in the peg holes. Like so, and I'll hit some across the flat surface there. And now let's try again as far as mounting those up. And I think they want to be, like, we don't want them pushed. They want to angle in against it, but I think we want them, out a little bit because you would have to have pedal movement. So let me hold that just a second so that they stay outways like that. There we go. And these are slightly different silvers. The silver I'm using for the pan and all that is different from the aluminum color that I've been using. Gives us the slightest of variations in color. That was the pedal unit. Glue 2 brake hydraulic reservoirs E90. So that's the bigger ones. And the clutch hydraulic reservoir E89. Okay, so we got 2 brake reservoirs and then a clutch. So the 2 brake ones go on these outside holes, and they're a little bit bigger. It's these 2 here. Okay, so no problem. I'm just going to drop. Oh, that's going to be too much. I don't want too much in there. I'm going to drop our glue right in the hole, trying to keep it only in the hole so it doesn't make a mess. Like so. And then we're going to put the 2 bigger ones in these outside holes here, course oriented up. And these, it just called for these to be painted all aluminum. I guess the whole things are, the entire things are aluminum, like the caps and all. A lot of times the caps are plastic, so they're either like white or black, but I guess I could look at some pictures and see if that's the case, but I think we'll just go with the all aluminum. Yikes, threw my tweezers across the desk. All right, you go in here. I just want to get them even, equal looking. Easier said than done. These pegs do not fit tight at all. They just wobble any way they want to go. And they're definitely not keyed in here. So you got to really try to get them to line up. I think that's pretty good. I think that's going to work. And then we have, let's go ahead and get the clutch reservoir in there, because we'll want to get all 3 of them lined up, quite honestly. Make sure. It's hard to tell if I'm getting any. I think we got glue in there. Yeah, I can see it now. Let's put this guy in. Hopefully, yeah, you can see. Whoops. Let's see here. Basically, I just want to get that peg in the hole, and then I can kind of work it around to where we want it. Yeah, I'm okay with that. I think those look pretty good. Okay, that was in front of the bulkhead. Okay, and then now, are we putting a bulkhead in? Glue the front bulkhead into the tub floor as shown, which basically it just sits in this. We got pegs there. Oh, I see. It's going to sit. Oh, I see. Those hoses are going to run through this slot, so we got to make sure that happens. And then I think it just kind of sits up against our tub there. So where I think, you know what, let's just dry fit it in and we'll see where we want to make our glue up. Yeah, it's going to have to go there. But it needs to go back. I think it needs to go all the way back against. Are those hoses a little bit, making it a little bit tight. That's okay. Yeah, like so. We just got to make sure we get it all the way back. And those reservoirs actually kind of sit on the floor there, so that it, you know, makes it easy to kind of get them lined up. Yeah, that's where it seems where it wants to fit. Let's make sure we're, yeah, right there. I think so. Right behind, it's going in right behind those lines. Yeah, and I think those pegs are what it's supposed to go all the way up against. So there's these 3 pegs here. So we need to put our glue, like it sits in between it backs up against those pegs. So I think I'm going to put my glue basically right in front of them, right in here. And I want to glue up this side too. I don't think I'm going to make a glue connection. We could make a glue connection here to the front, to this edge here. I don't think I want to do that because we're dealing with 2 different paint colors, and I don't want to deal with that, with the, you know, the smearing of paint essentially. And I think just it feels like mounting this bottom side is going to do the trick. Let me make sure we're where we need to be, because suspension mounts off this too, looks like. I'm trying to make sure we're flat and all the way back. These hoses actually are causing a little bit of issue as far as fitting in here. Sorry, I'm trying to make sure. Well, I've kind of pulled one side, and the other side I might have to just kind of hold it a little bit. I'm gonna hold it down. Yeah, those hoses squeeze in there very tightly. I mean, it's where they're supposed to be, and everything's where it's supposed to be. It's just how it fits. It's very tight. I think that's going to be okay. I might go ahead. I'm going to have to put some glue on these seams that I didn't really want to. I'm going to do it from the back side here, like this, and then hopefully that won't cause any paint smearing. But I need it. It's wanting to pull forward, so I need to have that as a glue point, because I think this. Well, I don't think. I know this geometry is going to be important, because these are, I think, yeah, these points here are where shocks are going to mount. So we want to make sure all that's good and square. Okay, that seems to be, yeah, that seems to be doing fine. Okay. Nice. We are at the 30-minute mark, which I'm trying to keep these episodes around 30 minutes. I don't want to go too long with you guys. What do we have left? We have the A-arms and the shocks. Let's just, well, I think what we'll do, let's take a look at how they mount. And then again, I'll probably end up mounting these on my own time, but let's look at how, that's the wrong one. We need this guy here. It looks like what's going to happen is this is going to go through, wait, this is, no, that is, maybe it is this one. Hold on. Yeah, because it's going to have to go that way. Okay, so it's going to go through here and mount into this little peg hole in the tub right there. And then it's going to mount right into what we just, you know, that front bulkhead we just did. that I need to keep. I need to let that glue up anyways before we do that because I was wanting to move it. But that's fitting. That looks perfect actually. And then we have a shock. I don't know which one we want. Which way does this go? It goes this way. It's going to be this one. That's going to sit in there. And then, whoops, let me just use my tweezers and see. I just want to make sure our geometry is going to be good before we leave for today. And then, like I said, I will mount, yeah, this is going to go here to here, which looks good. Yep, that looks good. Like so. I'm going to let this front bulkhead glue up real well. I want it to definitely stay in place. Let me move that back out. I need to do a little paint cleanup too on these shocks anyways. Make them look a little better. Let that glue up. I'll go ahead and mount in these A-arms. It's basically the same thing on both sides, the A-arms and the shocks. We kind of see how they fit. Yeah, and then I'll again shoot my a YouTube short of this. I've been putting them out between 8 and 9 o'clock every morning. So tomorrow morning there'll be a YouTube short, kind of, showing a closer look at this structure we just put together. If you want to check that out in the morning, and then tomorrow, you know what? Let's go ahead and take a look at what we're going to do tomorrow. If I flip forward, let me move this out of the way before I damage it. Okay. And what do we start working on? We started actually working on the interior panels, and so that's where we're going to put the little. Looks like the little, what do you call it? A little cabin part, a little insert where the seat goes and whatnot, and fire system. And then we've got a tub top. So all this, I'm kind of curious how much of this is actually going to get hidden because there's a tub top that sits on there, that's going to hide a lot of probably what we just did. But that's okay. We'll find out when we get there tomorrow. Thank you for joining me today. I really do appreciate it. Hit that like button if you would. Let me know in the comments down below. Let me know what you think so far, how you think it's going. I think it's starting to go. It's coming together. I'm okay. For a while, I was kind of wondering, is this thing going to come together? I don't know, but I think it's coming together okay. Let me get this out of here so I can get that kind of pushed back into place where we need it. Okay. Sorry. Just want to make sure we've got that good. Leave me those comments. Hey, subscribe and hit the bell and all that stuff. Do all that stuff you normally do on YouTube, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.